Hi, Mike Gould here, Director of Programs at Hounds University, home to the smartest dogs on earth. So these are our two friends, Mochi and Ty, and they're here for our boot camp. Today is day 2. Last night they stayed, they interacted, they had a great time. The first day, they just be dogs. We allow them to be dogs, and we monitor their behavior. We also monitor their food intake. So we didn't feed them, we're not going to be feeding them breakfast any longer. So for the next 11 days, they're going to get their breakfast by going into their place, whether it's their crate or bed. That's the only time. But what we have done is put the proper equipment. So when you came in yesterday, when they came in, Mom and Dad had them on a flat collar, I think, which is like you could have a Maserati, but if you don't have brakes in it, it has no purpose, no benefit. So all we do is take these nylon training collars. You only get them here. So we'll give them to you, don't change. The collar slips over their head, like so, and they're on them. And now you watch me, and I'm relaxed. And then if company comes over, Sam, come over, shake hands. Hi, this is my friend Sam, we just met. And the dogs are not doing anything. So we're balancing their energy. They're relaxed. How do I know they're relaxed? Because they're laying down. If they're not hyper, I'm going to love them when they're doing nothing. So I'm going to correct bad behavior. Correction is just a little snap and release of this leash. Leash and collars stay on for the entire time the dogs are under our supervision, except when they're in playrooms or crates. They're never out running around. Could you go knock on the door, Sam, or just come in the door? So here comes, so this is not magical. I locked it. So let's see if I can answer the door today. And just knock on the door. Oh, so company's here. I'm watching the dogs. I'm watching the dog's behavior. I'm coming to the door, and I'm going to shake hands again. Sam comes in, thank you, and Sam goes. She ignores the doors, and she walks right by them. So we're balancing energy all for the next 12 days, 11 days. We're going to balance the dog's energy. They're going to get stimulated, aroused, and we're going to balance it. We want them to have some fun, so I'm going to get low. This is how I'm going to capture their fun, I think. Yeah. So you don't have to be an animal behaviorist to see Mochi got excited when I got low. Yeah. The other dog wants nothing to do with me, which I have that effect on humans and dogs. So that's fine. Could you hand me a dog biscuit here, right up on top? Yeah. The trick is being low, and we represent it completely. So I'm offering it. I'm not giving it to Mochi. It's a big dog biscuit. It's mine. Ew. Look, they don't even have that great eyesight. This is what Mommy used to do, vomit up food for the puppies to eat. I just don't feel nauseous right now, or I would. So anyway, this is day 1. We're going to have a great experience here. We're setting boundaries. But could you come over here and get low, please? Let's see what happens when Sam gets low. Nothing. That's fine. Reach over and grab that leash. Just grab the end. Yeah, and then just pull a little, pull a little. Good. Then she's going to love them. You see how simple this is? Love. Look, I've already made my friend. And we have to understand the personalities of our different dogs. They have entirely different personalities, just like humans do. So now she thinks she's entitled to this food. Watch what happens. Now the food, which is a dead animal, is going to run across the street. Well, see if you can kick that over to me, dear. Ashley, too, the professor of training, right behind the camera there. What the hell? All right, so watch again. So this is just a dead animal, right? Dogs are predators. So I'm going to teach her that she can't always have my food. So I'm going to throw the food. Yeah. I'm going to wait again. I'm a little bit problems here. Let's see. So in a small correction, the dog's not going to get hit by a car by chasing food. We're predators, dogs predators. They eat dead food, we eat dead animals. Some of us do. All right, I don't know what else we could do today. This has been fascinating, hasn't it? Hounds. Hi, Mike Gould here, founder and president of Hounds University, home to the absolute smartest dogs on earth. Here we have Ty. So we have two dogs from the same family, not the same pack, not the same litter. Two opposite dogs, opposite personalities, and we deal with each one separate. So the beginning of our training, we're going to deal with them separately. They play together, of course, and they interact together, but for the purposes of shaping behavior, we're taking each one separately for the first few days, first half of training, so that we can address their particular needs. We have to understand the first few days we find out how they eat, what they like, their needs. We make sure we see they're not deaf. We make sure that you'd be surprised how many dogs come here. They have hearing and sight impairment, physical impairments. So we just watch their behavior. So here it is. The dog is always on a leash and collar, always under your supervision, and you never change collars. So with the collar we put on the dogs should last for their lifetime because they don't shrink or stretch. They get slipped over their head, the proper size one. It should be snug. And if for some reason you have to take it off, if the dog goes to a vet or a groomer and you lose it, you get one from us. Because the biggest mistake people make, they think all collars are alike, and they're just not. It's like putting on the wrong size shoe on your feet. It has to be the right fit and how it works. So it's super important. I notice this lately all the time. For some reason, I see dogs a year later or so, and they don't have this collar on. We will provide them for you. So see, we do this. We sit around, we play. So the first thing we teach the dogs is not to run away, or I should say move without us. So I'm going to love Ty. I'm going to pick up his leash. So you can picture me sitting on the couch. Maybe I'll get down low. We'll just see what happens here. So this is, we just build on the dog's personality. Yeah. So I move, he moved, right? I'm not doing anything. He's licking me. All right, that's fine. So, but if I don't want him to lick me or jump on me, I just simply go like that. And then he stops doing it. So we correct bad behavior. And we love good behavior. No food reward. I'm going to demonstrate the only place these dogs get food. Any dog, always. So love. This is the true positive reinforcement. And we got to bring him out of his shell a little bit. It's a him or a her?
Him.
Him. We got to bring him out of his shell. But nothing really changes, so I'm bonding with him. Then I'm going to stand up. When I stand up, the dog becomes invisible. And then we're going to teach him, like we do both of them, is to go to a place. So if the camera person will move over so I can have access to the place, the leash and collar's on, and let's see how it goes. I'm going to go. I'm going to pick up my leash, and I'm going to say, Ty, good boy, go place. Go place. Place. I have to help. Good. Because this is early on in the training, stay. Good. So early on in the training, the only place the dog is going to, and he probably won't want it, but I offered it to him. He can't get off of there without permission. So going place is important. In theory, this should be inside of a crate. This is for demonstration purposes. When I want to release him, I'm going to get low. Good boy. And he comes. Huge important behaviors. A lot of love. Look at this. Beautiful baby. We have a balanced life here. He interacts with other dogs. It's essential for dogs to interact with other dogs because they're dogs. Children play with other children. We put balance. There's no pulling on the leash. When I need to answer the door, I just tell him, good boy, go play. Go place. Place. Good. And then he stays there, and I open the door. So I don't have to teach a dog not to run out of the door. He has no business at the door. He's in his place. He's happy. They don't need as much as we think they do. 15 or 20 minutes outside a few times a day with love, down on the ground. We love the dog when we get down. He don't jump up to us. We go down to him. Start taking back your house. No couches, no bed. This is simple. If I want to love him, I'm going to sit over here and love him. We have to teach his autistic brain what we want in a way that makes sense to him. So we're kind of forming behavior, and it's up to the owners to listen to what we say carefully. Don't dilute what we say, and you'll have a very happy, more importantly, he'll have a very happy life. Hi, Mike Gould here, founder and president of Hounds University, home to the smartest dogs on earth. So here we have the other side of Ty. This is Mochi, year-old, playful, completely different personality, needs a completely different approach. That's why we kind of, for the purposes of our training, train them differently. So this is a typical teenage dog, wants to do what it wants. So even though his behaviors are, dog behaviors are natural, like biting, mouthing, it doesn't mean they're appropriate in a domestic world. In the wild, he could bite his brothers and sisters and they'd bite back, and that would be the end of it. In our world of humans, the dog is doing things, for example, wants to chase this, right? And this is appropriate. So I trigger the behavior. Now, what does this look like what does Dad's sleeve look like, or arm? It looks like this. So it goes like this. Now he has a little toy he just bought, picked up. I'm going to correct him because I want it back. Leash and collar is always on. Again, the appropriate leash and collar. Now he's just doing what dogs do. He's killing something. So this is just something. It's nothing. But I'm going to teach him that he has to give it to me, drop it, for lack of a better word, and so I'm going to correct bad behavior that I don't want. He jumped, bad behavior. I correct him off. Snap and release. Then he thought about jumping, but he didn't. And then I love good behavior. Love is praise. Here's his little toy. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. I can't get him to play with it. Then I have a squeaky toy. Good boy. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, yeah. Then I throw it, but I'm going to correct him, so I'm not fighting with him. There's no energy here. I'm just shaping behavior, but I have to be consistent. 4 feet are on the ground before I touch him. There's no jumping. Now, same thing with food. Let's see what he thinks about food. Here's a little treat. I give him. He has to work for it, of course, for me. Meaning I just don't give it to him, and I'm not asking him to do anything. Now I'm going to throw it, and I don't want him to go get it. And I'm not holding him, right? He's just on his leash and collar. Now I think company's coming, or the FedEx guy, or Santa Claus, somebody. He needs to go to his place. I work past these things. Good boy. Go place. Place, place. Place, place. Help him, because this is early. Boom. Stays there. My physical presence. He took the treat from Ty before. He has to stay there. Providing he peed and he pooped and his needs were met. I just met his needs. I played with him. I loved him. Now he stays on his place. Good. And we work this out. Then we get to a distance. So I'm always present and supervising. He's thinking about jumping. I'm going to correct him soon. Why? The correction's this way. Stop. That surprised him. Because he thought he was jumping, and so I have to teach it again. Teach his autistic brain. I can go around now and do things. He's not glued to that. How do I get him up? All I do is drop low. And I understand. I have arthritis, bad knees, bad back. I'm just getting low. Yeah, yeah. Good boy. Good. And he comes to me, and I love him. Now this is where I meet his needs. Down here. I'm not expecting the pet owners to be crazy like me, but this is what the dog wants. Good dog. And then when I'm done playing, when I stand up, the dogs, both dogs, become invisible. So I stand up. It's over. And now I just go about my business without staring, no talk, no touch, no look. Eye contact, very, very bad. Good. Okay, so we're moving along. We're ready to go outside. Remember, leash and collars were always on, so it doesn't represent excitement when I pick it up. We just pick up the leash. One concern we may have slightly with Ty is maybe he has some kind of hip thing or something because he seems to favor. We're just watching it closely. And it's not uncommon as dogs grow and get older, they display different things. Hip display, arthritis. Obviously, he's too young for arthritis. But we just monitor it because he doesn't seem comfortable all the time. Mochi here again. This is a Spitfire, so the bottom line is if you look how Ashley is, she's relaxed. I'm relaxed. We're going to be going out the door. We're going to be walking. Regardless of the distractions, it's not what the dog does, it's what the human does in reaction. So we're going to head outside and see what this looks like. Thank you. All right, now we're outdoors. Outdoors is completely different than indoors. Why? There's wind, there's movement, it's windy, it's cold. I'm not worried about the temperature because just dogs can deal with the temperature. But they don't understand sounds and movement. So they hear and see things that you're oblivious to. There's buses in the background. I hear a beeping forklift somewhere. We have to chill out. We're going to walk with them. They're always on our left side without pulling. We're working them separately. Hopefully, we can get them together by the conclusion of our turbo boot camp. We're stepping out with our left foot, and we're walking. Good. Take a left. When they pull, we're snapping a leash. Like that. He needs a much firmer hand than the other. So remember, this is early on. We move. We move. We got to make sure we don't trip, but we don't slow down for the dog. And this dog is so distracted. Ty is actually easier in one regard, but this dog is happy as hell. His tail doesn't stop, no matter what. When I stop, I'm going to ask him to sit. He sits. She's going to ask him. He's a little perfect. Now we're going to cut, and then we're going to show you how we allow him to interact outside. This is simple, simple, simple. Cut. So now we're outside. This is like your backyard. They don't need all this space, but it's available to them. So it's like taking children to a playground. This is what they do inside in doggy daycare. Now what they want to do as dogs is sniff, pee, poop, scratch, dig, play. So we allow them to do that without interruption. Ty just peed. Mochi is going to pee. We're out here for 2 minutes. 2 minutes. If I spend 10 minutes with them, their needs are met. We go back inside. They can go into their crate. They can go wherever you want. They don't need to be constant freedom running. This is their needs are going to be met. All the dogs are gravitating towards a certain area over there. There's probably odor from an animal that was here last night, a squirrel or something. They have this huge half acre, but they only choose to be there. That's why we don't need these expansive backyards. Most pet owners, their human brain projects needs that aren't really needs. There's an anthropomorphic gap from what humans think dogs need and what they actually need. I think Ty is pooping, maybe. Is he? Yeah. So again, in 4 minutes, they're peeing, they're pooping, they're exercising, and they got love. They don't need to be running around this backyard for hours. I think Mochi might have to have a EM. Once we know this has happened, we make a mental checklist. I look and I say, okay, it's whatever time it is, about 12. They need to be out around now. They're processing their food. This is amazing. This is wonderful. Leashes and collars are on. Nothing's happening. They're not strangling. We're supervising them, just like we would children in a schoolyard. We're not participating. And we're just watching. Mochis, they love it out here. They're like different dogs out here. Ty is different outside than inside. Makes sense because it's a dog. It's a dog. So dogs generally, animals naturally like to be outdoors because they're mammals. All right, so I don't think we can do more than this. This is amazing. Their needs are being met. 10 or 15 minutes back inside. Maybe they'll go in their crate for 2 hours. Maybe they'll go in their crate for 2 minutes. Then they're going to play with other dogs. A very holistic experience.